Hey everyone, it's Lisa. One of the most common questions I get from singers is how they can work on their breath support and on their singing long phrases and not feeling out of breath or exhaling from the most efficient places in their body so they can have their most beautiful sound. And so today I have 3 short breathing exercises that you can work into your practice. And all of these address different areas of breath support. And that term, breath support, is this big overarching, term that we use to describe the efficiency of our exhale and whether we're exhaling consistently with the right amount of breath pressure, not too much, not too little, whether we're managing that air in a way that is making use of our low body muscles, the low abdominals, the low back, the ribs versus sort of the shoulders and the chest, the upper chest. Good breath support is associated with a comfortable sense of inhalation and exhalation at the throat, with a sense of expansion and contraction that is subtle but present in the lower part of the torso, with less action at the throat and the shoulders, although of course everything is connected. So I have 3 short exercises for you. The first one is straw breathing. You're going to breathe in through a tiny opening in your lips, almost like a straw. You can also do this with a straw. And you're going to imagine that that air is going right down and filling up your belly button or going back to your tailbone, whatever image works for you. And then once you breathe in, you're just going to let it go right away. You don't have to hold it. So and you should feel perhaps some expansion in those low belly muscles, maybe in the low back, maybe in the rib cage. This is a way to find that feeling of expansion in the low body. If you do this and you notice that the upper chest and shoulders are going up, maybe your body's defaults are, then see if you can redirect that energy, calm those shoulders down, and imagine that straw. Maybe a nice image is that the straw goes in the mouth all the way down into the lungs, and then that diaphragm muscle that divides the cardiovascular system from all of our guts, that's the thing that's pressing down, that's contracting and squishing the guts out of the way. That's why we feel that expansion in the low belly. So you could have that image. Exercise number 2 is a sustained hiss. And I suggest that you do this 2 in a row for reasons that I'll explain. What you're going to do is take a breath in, and then you're going to hiss out like a snake, slow and consistent, until you're all the way out of air or the air starts to kind of bubble and pulse out of control, and then you can stop. And then at that point, you may feel quite a bit of the exhalation muscles, maybe the belly and the ribs have contracted quite a bit more maybe even than in singing, because we're really going to let go of all the air slowly. And then I want you to notice when you are done with your exhale, the relaxation into an inhale, so that the inhale isn't something that we're forcing to happen, it's something that we're allowing to happen. The contraction of the exhale is letting go. The air rushes in naturally through a process of air pressure balancing between the air pressure in your lungs and the air pressure in the room. You don't have to work for it. And then do it one more time. The other thing you can notice with the hiss is the beginning. We talked about onset in an earlier video. The beginning of the hiss, where do you feel that? Do you feel an ever so slight engagement, maybe down in the low belly, between that stretch, that gentle stretch and expansion of the inhale and the beginning of the exhale? Those are some things to notice. You can place a hand if you want. There's a belly button. You can place a hand kind of right on or below the belly button where some of that action happens if you want. I'm a little short, so I'm sort of on my tiptoes to show you. So we'll try it out here. There you go. The third exercise that I have for you is called the staccato, or by the way breath. And this is an exercise that exploits this sort of breath you want to take when you get a new idea in a conversation and want to be sure that you get your idea into the conversation. So it's a sort of surprised, short inhalation, like you're about to say, oh, by the way, and hop into that conversation. And what this practice is we're going to practice allowing that breath to settle down into those same low inhalation muscles that we've been working on. Because oftentimes as we go through a song, the catch breaths, the breaths where we don't have a lot of time to take an inhale, can be the ones that migrate up into the throat and the chest. And this can be a source of tension. It can set up the exhale to not be as comfortable as we want, right? So we're gonna still aim for that low expansion, like we're breathing through the straw, breathing into the tailbone, but you're gonna do 4 little inhales and 4 little exhales. It doesn't matter how much air, it's not about amount, it's about where you feel the expansion. So these are like split seconds. So it goes like this. Just 4 in and 4 out. And you can feel, where does that go? If you notice that the default is up in the throat, up in the chest, see if you can, over the course of a week, or over the course of a few practice sessions, can you start to center that lower down in the body and let this upper chest and throat area calm itself down, okay? I really find that working with a mirror helps when I do these, and also placing a hand for some tactile connection. You know, you can place a hand on the clavicle and notice, did my upper chest, oh, okay, it moved, I feel it. Maybe you didn't notice it in the body with the hand at the side, but you can notice it on your chest, or placing that hand on the low belly. So these are 3 exercises. I talked through them, but you can do them, you know, in less than 5 minutes as part of your vocal practice. You can also do, you know, 1 a day, sort of change it up and see where you go with them. Do they get easier? Do you find that you can hiss longer after a few weeks? Does that breath for the catch breath starts to migrate down? I'd love to know. So drop me a comment. Let me know how it's going. And also let me know if there's something you would like me to talk about in these videos as you get back into your singing practice in the month of May. All right, bye.